Good afternoon. Welcome to Rovers TV and the Trailfinders Stadium, Ealing, for this Round 2 Super 8 qualifiers game between London Broncos and Featherstone Rovers. This afternoon's teams, first of all, London Broncos, 24, Alex Walker, 2, Rhys Williams, 3, Ben Helliwell, 19, Api Pewarangi, 1, Elliot Keir, 6, Jared Samet, 7, Willie Bartow, 8, Tom Spencer, 14, Andy Ackers, 10, Marco Aney, 36, Sam Wilde, 13, Jay Pitts, 22, Matt Davis. On the interchange, 34, John Budebster, 23, Matt G, 15, Eddie Batty, and 31, Lewis Bienek. Head coach, Andrew Henderson. Featherstone Rovers lineup, fullback number 1, Ian Hardman, 5, Luke Briscoe, 23, Josh Hardcastle, 3, Chris Alunya, 4, Missy Talapapa, 6, Kyle Briggs, 7, Anthony Thackeray, 8, Darryl Griffin, 9, Keil Carlisle, 13, Richard Moore, 29, Connor Farrell, 12, John Davis, 32, Jordan Baldwinson. On the interchange for Featherstone Rovers, 19, Matty Wilde, 10, Andy Bostock, 14, Frankie Mariano, and 28, Sam Brooks. Head coach, John Duffy. Referee for this afternoon's game is Mr. Liam Moore. It's so important this week that Featherstone Rovers are on the money right from kick-off as London Broncos enter the field for this game. Featherstone Rovers still to come out. They're just lining up London for the photo opportunity with the mascots. So London Broncos lining up, ready for the photograph to be taken. Featherstone Rovers about to take to the field. Here they come now, led out by Ian Harmon, the captain. As you can hear, Featherstone Rovers fans down here loud and proud, singing, cheering their team on. I don't know if you can hear them in the background there. They've got the drum, they're singing away. Featherstone Rovers also lining up. It is 3 o'clock at the moment, so kickoff is going to be a little bit late. John Duffy just making his way over the field across to his dugout where he'll be watching, followed by Brad Tagg, who's 18th man today, is Tagg. So that's the dignitaries over and done with. We're ready to get the game underway here at the Trailfinders Stadium in Ealing. Liam Moore giving the ball to Ian Harmon, who's going to kick off first. Featherstone Rovers indeed are going to be playing left to right as we look from the gantry to the non-stand end, and that is up a slight slope, like I said. Don't know how much effect that has on the teams. So Ian Harmon to kick this game underway, this Round 2 Super 8 qualifiers, and he does so. And Featherstone Rovers chasing that kick-off, and London Broncos player having to shield from the sun as he took that ball. He took it cleanly though, and they're on the 10-metre line of London. Comes into the middle with Owain in. He's met by 2 Featherstone Rovers tacklers, Davis and Hardcastle. Passing the ball out wide on the 3rd here at London. Briggs in the tackle there. He's got his left leg heavily strapped, as Kyle Briggs. Taken from dummy half by London, so they're still in their own half though at the moment. Just coming up to the halfway line, and it's the last tackle, so that's a good first defensive set by Featherstone. Kept London just in their own half. Comes to Bartow, he kicks it high up in the air. Taken safely by Ian Harmon though at full back. But he's met by a good chase, gets tackled about 15 away from his own line. It's a low pass to Missy Talapapa, he does well to take it. Takes it up to the 20. Of course, we look for the blue lines here at the Trailfinders Stadium for those watching on the DVD. The rugby league lines. Carlisle in at dummy half. It comes to Darryl Griffin now on the charge. He takes it up to 35 metres away from that line and past to Connor Farrell. It looked a bit suspect, did that, but Farrell makes some good yards forward, makes it over halfway. It's the last tackle, 5 metres into the London half. It comes to Thackeray. He's chased down by Samet. He puts the kick, though. And it's taken well by Alex Walker at full-back. Josh Hardcastle looking at him, and he tries to go round Josh Hardcastle. It gets him across his shoulder and tackles him. So did Hardcastle there. He matched Alex Walker and watched as he tried to get round him on the outside, but Hardcastle just tackled him, and Ione taking it forward now. Still in their own half, London Broncos at the moment. Keir, the winger, he's coming for a bit of the action, just a few metres short of halfway. Acker's in at dummy half. Taken forward by Tom Spencer. It's the last tackle for London. Bartow puts the kick over to this... it's gone high up in the air, actually, and Briscoe goes to take it and collides with the player, and Talapapa's now got the ball, so Featherstone Rovers survived that. Briscoe did well. He challenged the London player in the air and managed to palm the ball back to Talapapa, who came up with it. Hardman now with the ball gets tackled, and Featherstone Rovers making good metres forward after that London Broncos last kick. Richard Moore with the ball takes it up to halfway. Carlisle in at dummy half, puts a kick in from dummy half, hit hand side, and it goes into touch. So it's going to be a scrum for London on the 10-metre line. That's a pretty decent set from Featherstone Rovers, an attacking set, isn't it, Owen?
Yeah, it is.
They took it deep from within their own half, and they made all up the field, 90 metres up the field, and Featherstone Rovers going to defend from this scrum. Bartow's going to put the ball in at the scrum. It comes out the back. Ben Helliwell, the former Featherstone Rovers player, with the ball in hand, gets tackled 15 metres away from the line. Sam Wiles now with the ball. Takes it over the 20. It comes out to the right-hand side with Elliot Keir. Again, Featherstone looking to put a good defensive set in. It was Connor Farrell that was in the tackle there. London still in their own half. It's on the 4th. They've also been clean with the discipline. Samet sells a dummy. They're doing expansive rugby here in London, and they're going down this left-hand side. Good tackle by a Cal Briggs on Ben Helliwell, though. It's the last tackle, London 30 metres away. Kick comes from Bartow. He drills it towards the touchline, but it ricochets off a Featherstone player. Ian Hardman's there to pick it up. Takes it up to the 10-metre line, so Featherstone Rovers doing really well defending that kick. Bartow was looking to put it into touch. It taken over the 20 by Missy Talapapa. Jordan Baldwinson now. Baldwinson takes it up to the 30. Comes to Richard Moore. And Richard Moore's lost the ball in the tackle there under immense London pressure. First mistake by Featherstone Rovers in this game with 6 minutes gone. Richard Moore losing the ball. First error in the game by either team, actually. So the Featherstone will be disappointed by that. It's about 10 metres within the Featherstone half, so London get the ball from this scrum. It could be quite dangerous here.
Very unfortunate mistake by the Rovers, putting London in good field position here.
So it comes out of the back, it comes out to the right-hand side. London, and they're 25 metres away from their own try line, and it comes into the middle with Tom Spencer, but he gets pushed back by good Featherstone defence, and they've forced a knock-on. That is excellent defence by Featherstone Rovers. Jordan Baldwinson, Keil Carlisle and Darryl Griffin in on that tackle there. That's the response that you want after you make an error.
It certainly is.
So Featherstone Rovers with the put-in. at this scrum, 20 metres away from their own line. Just taking on some water. It is a really, really hot day out there. Ball's put in by Anthony Thackeray. It comes out the back. London up very quickly on Ian Hardman. There is the first receiver from the scrum, and good London defence. Josh Hardcastle now, and like I say, London coming up very quickly on the Featherstone players. Darryl Griffin takes the ball. He gets tackled just a couple of metres short of the halfway line. Keil Carlisle to the left to Baldwinson, and the ball's being passed along the line there to the left, and it's a penalty given for shepherding against Featherstone Rovers. So Featherstone looked to be through with Chris Alunya, but the referee spotted obstruction, so the penalty goes to London Broncos there, and giving the easy metres forward to the opposition. Samet going to kick the ball to touch, so the tap's going to be taken on the Featherstone, just short of the Featherstone 30 for London, so they're going to get a set of 6 in the Featherstone danger area. Ball comes to Samet in the middle, drops off the pass to Marco Aine, and they're 12 metres away from the line now of London, and we know how dangerous Samet and Bartow in this region. Bartow dummies, tries to go himself, but Darryl Griffin was wise to it and tackles him to the ground with the help of John Davis. Comes into the middle now with Matt Davis, the loose forward. He's a couple of metres away from the try line. Featherstone having to defend their own try line here, and the charge comes from Tom Spencer. Spencer again, though, is held away from the try line. It's the last tackle. What are London going to do? It comes to Bartow on this left-hand side. He puts a little grubber kick in. Oh, it's juggled by Luke Briscoe. I think it's going to consult his touch judge here, and is Liam Moore. There's a London player out on the floor as well. I think maybe have been taken out after the ball was passed. Did you see anything there, Owen, at all?
No, I didn't. I wasn't fortunate.
So there's a London player out on the floor. It could be Bartow, is it, after he kicked the ball? So I'm not sure what's happened there. Liam Moore's having a chat with the touch judge, I think, about that infringement. I'll try and let you know what's going on at the moment. There's having a chat with Jay Pitts is Liam Moore. The try's not being given, I don't think. So what happened, Willie Bartow kicked the ball through, he kicked a grubber ball through, and it was fumbled by Luke Briscoe. It looked as though Jay Pitts could have got it down, but he didn't. I don't think a try has been given. However, there could be an issue here about Willie Bartow. He's been receiving treatment, and about whether there was an infringement after he kicked the ball. And I think there is going to be a penalty to London as a result of that. So it's no try. Liam Moore still not given the instruction about what is happening, but Featherstone are lined up on the try line. There we go, time off, the tap's taken. Tom Spencer takes the ball forward for London. He's tackled well, though, by the Featherstone Rovers defence. They're 8 metres out. Owainey taking it forward. The big props taking the first 2 drives forward for London Broncos. Acker's in at dummy half. It comes out into the middle to Bartow, then to Samet on this right-hand side. He puts a pass in. It goes to the right wing, but it's fumbled. So Featherstone Rovers survive that, and a big mistake there. I think it was Elliot Keir out on that right wing that fumbled that ball.
Some great pressure being shown by the Rovers to get up onto that London defence and just force that error.
The goal line defence from Featherstone Rovers has been really impressive, hasn't it, in this opening section of the game. Still 0-0 here at the Trailfinders Stadium. Featherstone matching London Broncos at the moment. Talapapa gets it from the base of the scrum. Hardcastle coming for a little bit of action from dummy half. He takes it forward. Riggs in at dummy half now. Briscoe. And the penalty goes to Featherstone Rovers. So that's Featherstone Rovers' first penalty of the game. Not standing square, the markers at the play the ball. Kyle Briggs with ball in hand. He's going to put the boot to ball to touch. So much relieving penalty for Featherstone Rovers after a number of sets of 6 by London Broncos. Featherstone going to get the ball in the hands at last. And Kyle Briggs juggled with it so much there. It would have been a disaster for him to lose that, but it's a quick play of the ball. Keil Carlisle goes from dummy half. Featherstone Rovers 20 metres away from the London line now. John Davis at hooker passes it to Kyle Briggs, to Thackeray. Quick hands from Featherstone Rovers. Alunya passes it, but it goes behind. It goes behind Talapapa, and Alunya manages to chase back. It could have ended up a London ball, but Featherstone get the ball back, but they've lost at least 10 metres there. Perhaps the hands were too quick as Baldwinson takes it forward now. He's 28 metres away from that London line. Like I say, they lost about 10 metres there. Griffin to Briggs, to Davis, but Davis is clattered to the floor almost as he took that ball. And then there's going to be another penalty to Featherstone Rovers. Interference from Willie Bartow as John Davis tried to play that ball quickly. Referee says, I'll have a chat with you there, because Bartow was showing a little bit of dissent to the referee with that decision. So Featherstone with another set of 6 within the London 20. Darryl Griffin takes it forward. He's 11 metres away. Keil Carlisle to Richard Moore. Richard Moore gets it out to Thackeray. Featherstone have dropped the ball and London have come away with it. They're looking for an interception. Thackeray's running it down. Thackeray's chasing. Can he catch the London player? He does. And he holds them short. That's immense from Anthony Thackeray, but it's broken play and London fall to the floor. Great chasing by Anthony Thackeray. It looked to be a Shaw London try. Bartow with the ball though, and they've got men over here of London. London going with Jay Pitts on this left-hand side. They put the first points on the board this afternoon. London Broncos 4, Featherstone Rovers 0. Featherstone Rovers attack quickly turned into defence as they threw an errant pass and London came up with it with an interception and almost scored. It was broken play. It eventually came out to this left-hand side. There were numbers over and Jay Pitts just strolled in.
We pointed out before the game that Willie Bartow would be a massive threat to the Featherstone Rovers, and he's just shown that there by being able to get the pass out wide and giving it to Pitts to go over to score.
Full credit to Anthony Thackeray chasing down the London Broncos player that made that interception, picked up the loose pass, running down the field, and Thackeray just caught him, but like I say, it was broken play and Featherstone not able to defend it in the end. It's so difficult to defend when you're on the back foot like that, when you're chasing back, when you're attacking on the London line, and when you're looking to score yourselves and the opposition come up. It's a bit of a killer, isn't it? So Jared Samet with the conversion attempt. 15 metres to the left of the uprights. Fifteen minutes gone in this game. It's London 4, Featherstone Rovers 0. Jared Samet just taking his time now with his conversion attempt. He pulls it to the left of the upright, so it remains 4-0 in London's favour here at the Ealing Trailfinders Stadium. Featherstone Rovers still very much in this game. They've up until that try, which you could say was quite fortunate in terms of the way in which London to get hold of the ball, which led to the try. Featherstone Rovers still very much in this game and need to just compose themselves. Ian Harman with the kick-off. He's got a headband on at the moment as Ian Harman, and Samet shielding his face from the sun, and the ball's taken forward by the forward Tom Spencer. He gets tackled on the 10. Comes to the other prop forward, Aini, but Hardcastle and Davis in on the tackle there, just short of the 20. Coming down the London left-hand side. Dummy half, the run comes in from Rhys Williams, but he's still tackled on the 30. The Featherstone Rovers defence, when it's been set, it's been very effective this afternoon so far. Only being breached when it was broken play. It's the last tackle, and London still 10 metres short of halfway as Samet puts the kick in. Talapapa's for it, and he picks it up about 5 metres away from his line. He turns quickly and runs forward as Talapapa, his trademark run that he has, the strong run, and he's 15 metres away from his own line as he gets tackled. He plays the ball, it comes to Hardman. Like I say, sporting a headband at the moment, so I think he must have had a cut to his head during this game. Alunya now takes it from dummy half. Thackeray at dummy half passes it down that left-hand side to Connor Farrell. Second go there by the London tackler, Samet I think it was, but it's not picked up by the referee. Jordan Baldwinson takes it forward. They're 5 metres short of halfway. Last tackle is called. Anthony Thackeray drills the ball to touch. That's good play by Thackeray. It goes into touch about 22 metres away from that London line, so Featherstone making London bring it from the scrum. Gives the players a little bit of a breather. It is warm out there. Physio just comes on just to check on the players. Scrum is being set, like I say, just over the 20 metre line, the London 20 metre line. Featherstone will be hunting the mistake here from London. It comes out the back of the scrum. Rhys Williams has come into the middle of the field. He takes it from that scrum and he gets tackled just short of 30. That was a quick play of the ball, and now Aini taking it forward on a little bit of a roll there in the first 2 tackles of this set with London. Acker's in at dummy half. It comes to Tom Spencer, who jinks one way, then the other. They're asking for a high tackle, and it's given against Daryl Griffin. He says, I think I got him round the shoulder, but the London supporters, players and the referee disagree with him, so the penalty's gone to London. It's going to put London in an advantageous position, is this penalty, as the ball goes deep into touch, and that tap's going to be taken 12 metres away from that Featherstone line. So Helliwell takes the tap and goes himself. He's met by Davis and Hardcastle. Gets tackled 5 metres away. Comes out now to Matt Davis, loose forward. Featherstone defence holding firm so far, but London are only a couple of metres short of that line, and it's whipped along the line. Samet, London have got men over here. It comes out to Elliot Kerr, who goes in at that right-hand corner. So London put the second score on the board. It's London Broncos 8, Featherstone Rovers 0. Fairly easy for London Broncos, that wasn't it, once they got that ball whipped out quickly across the line.
The Broncos there were just quick hands out. An easy finish for Keir on that right wing.
Featherstone Rovers sliding defence not able to cope with the sleight of hand of the London Broncos attackers there, and it went through several sets of pans, and as soon as it got out to Elliot Kerr, it was an easy try for him to score. So a little bit more concerning. It was on the back of that penalty that Daryl Griffin had given away for the high shot in the middle of the field on Tom Spencer. Jared Samet with the conversion attempt. It's just in from that right-hand touchline. He does his trademark throwing of the 4G grass up into the air. I don't know if it's the grass or the rubber balls he throws, actually. Never got near enough to see. Because this pitch, it is 4G, it's full of the black rubber balls, and it's pretty hard to pull the blades of grass out of this pitch, so I'm guessing that's what he's throwing up. But he's definitely checked which way the wind's blowing several times now before taking this conversion attempt. Taking his time. The conversion attempt is struck. It's not successful once again, so London going up in 4s at the minute. 22 minutes gone here at the Ealing Trailfinders Stadium, and it is London Broncos 8, Featherstone Rovers 0. Ian Hardman with the kicking tee. Again, it goes up into the air and it's taken, despite the strong sunshine, it's taken well by London, and they take it up to the 10-metre line. Ioane now with the ball in hand.
Come on. Nice friendship.
Comes across the left now. They're passing the ball through the hands of London, and they've pushed off Kyle Briggs as Ben Helliwell. He's got men in support, including Willie Bartow. Willie Bartow is going to go in for London Broncos. That's a long-range try that London Broncos have scored there. They're stamping their authority on this game. It's 12-0 to London Broncos, and really that looks like tired defence from Featherstone Rovers. Ben Helliwell, it came from that break. He pushed off Kyle Briggs easily there. He was able to show his strength as he went past him. Several players supporting him did Ben Helliwell, and he ended up going to the right to Willie Bartow. Bartow managed to evade Ian Hardman, and it was a strolling for him really. Once he was in support of Ben Helliwell and he went just to the right of the post, I've no doubt that Jared Samet will convert this. So London Broncos, like I say, really exerting their authority on this game. Your thoughts on that try, Owen?
Well, I mean, Barthow, once he had the ball in hand, he managed to outwit Ian Hardman and just go over. So, easy try for London there. Featherstone needs to pick the defence up, I think.
Jared Samet with this conversion attempt just to the right-hand side of the sticks. With this conversion attempt. And as I predicted, that goes straight through the uprights. So London Broncos in the lead by 14 points to 0 here at the Trailfinders Stadium. Ian Hardman, it's been back-to-back tries there as Ian Hardman comes to take this kick-off. It's been tough for Featherstone Rovers to defend. A promising start by Featherstone Rovers, saying that they needed to go off to a good start. So London taking the ball up to the 10-metre line from that kick-off with Ioane. Now up to the 20-metre line. Looked a shade forward there, did that pass to Matt Davis, but nothing's picked up. It was certainly flat. London still in their own half here. It's so important that Featherstone Rovers get a decent set in defence, but that's good play by London. They take it over the halfway line. Like I say, Featherstone looking a little bit jaded out there. They're need to get back on it a little bit. It is the last tackle, the 35 metres away from the Featherstone line as the kick comes in from Samet. It ricochets off Thackeray, and London regather it, but the referee said it wasn't played at, so Featherstone Rovers are going to get the turnover and some precious possession with ball in hand, Owen.
Yeah, Featherstone Rovers need to make something of this now. Need to attack the line in the last couple of minutes of the game, of the half, sorry, and they need to put some points on the board.
Talapapa with an offload there to Keele Carlisle, so Featherstone Rovers make it up to the halfway line. Jordan Baldwinson now takes it over the 30. Comes to Kyle Briggs. Kyle Briggs shows a dummy, but that's a good tackle by Andy Ackers. He read exactly what Kyle Briggs was going to do as Sam Brooks comes on for Richard Moore. Andy Bostock comes on for Jordan Baldwinson. Featherstone on the last tackle, 10 metres away from the line. What can they do with this? It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray shows it and goes it, and it goes for the try line, but just gets pulled down short. It is the last tackle, so it's going to be a turnover to London Broncos. A little bit of pushing and shoving as that happens. Looks like Matt Davies is going to have to leave the field for London Broncos injured, so he's going to get replaced as well by Eddie Batty.
Was unlucky for Anthony Thackeray not to score there, just inches short of the line.
So London now with the ball in hand. It's not a bad place to turn over the ball. Come over the 10 metre. Taking it forward with Reece Williams now at London, and just short of the 20 metre line. See if the new chargers with Brooks and Bostock, whether they'll shore up the defence a little bit for Featherstone Rovers, and it's so important that they don't let London score anymore before that half-time break and be able to consolidate. That's a good set of 6 there by Featherstone in defence. They kept London in their own half. The kick comes through, it comes down to that left-hand side. Hardman brings it on as Wildy comes on for Carlisle. Briggs in at dummy half. Gets it to Josh Hardcastle. Hardcastle taking it forward. He's 30 metres away from his own line. The ball's taken forward now by Luke Briscoe. He's come for a bit of action. That was good play by Luke Briscoe as Mariano enters the field as well. So big changes for Featherstone Rovers at the moment, and good play by Luke Briscoe as he fought with that ball. He tried to play the ball quickly, and the referee spotted that he wasn't able to get to his feet to play the ball. So Featherstone going to get a really important set of 6. The tap's going to be taken 15 metres away from the London line, and Featherstone Rovers, it's so important here, Owen, isn't it, that they turn this pressure into points that they're having at the moment.
It is. The interchange of Mariano could seem vital because they need something else in this forward pack to really bring them out.
Bostock now, he's just a couple of metres short. Comes to Briggs, then Thackeray to Brooks, is it, that's got over the line?
Connor Farrell.
Couldn't see if it was 28 or 29. Great try there by Connor Farrell over on that left-hand side. Featherstone had got that penalty, put them in a good position. Second play on that set of 6. We said it was important that they got some points on the board, and it came across into the middle. It came across through the hands of Thackeray and then Briggs. It went to Connor Farrell, and he got the ball over to the left-hand side of the post. So Featherstone Rovers' first points of the game for them. It's 14 points to 4 with kick to come.
That close to the line, Connor Farrell just unstoppable. Strong, and he's very strong up top.
So this conversion attempt by Ian Harmon, it's going to be 10 metres just to the left-hand side of the uprights. Hardman comes in. To strike the ball. And it's successful. Featherstone Rovers up to 6 there, so it's London Broncos 14, Featherstone Rovers 6 in this game.
We could really see a change in momentum now.
Well, it was important, wasn't it, that Featherstone got those points on the board. London have lost their loose forward Matt Davis through injury as well, and they're just making a double substitution with Matt G and Lewis Bieniek coming on the field as well. What Featherstone Rovers need to do now is to back up that try, get a good set of 6 in attack. As Samet kicks off, it's a high one, taken well by Hardman, who passes it to Bostock. Bostock evades a few London would-be tacklers there, and he gets tipped on his head, so that's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers. Dangerous tackle there on Andy Bostock. He's a big guy to do that to, isn't he?
Yeah, very dangerous tackle there.
So Featherstone with the penalty. That's a good result for them. We were just saying about the need for Featherstone Rovers to back that up. Eddie Batty is just having a talking to by the referee, Liam Moore. So this will give Featherstone a chance to get even further up the field on the back of that try that they've just scored. How nice would it be for Featherstone Rovers to get another try before half-time? So the kick comes to touch by Kyle Briggs. That's a decent kick by Briggs, is that? It means that the tap's going to be taken on halfway. Featherstone going to get a set of 6 in the London half here. Wildy it is who takes the tap. Passes it to Thackeray, to Mariano with his first touch of the ball this afternoon. That's a great drive by Frankie Mariano. He takes it a good 12 metres forward. He tries to get to his feet, but unable to by Batty. Referee gives nothing. Bostock takes it forward now over the 30-metre line. Comes across now to Thackeray. It was a good pass by Sam Brooks to him. 20 metres away, Featherstone Rovers from that London try line. It's a slow play the ball. It comes to Kyle Briggs. Briggs with a flat pass to John Davis is looking for support, but Ian Harmon just a little bit not able to get there. Kyle Briggs from dummy half gets the ball away to Bostock, who goes down injured. That didn't look good at all, the way that Andy Bostock went there. And immediately they're saying that he needs to be replaced. Not sure what's happened, but I think Sam Brooks said immediately that guy needs replacing. It looks really serious for Andy Bostock out there, doesn't it? Certainly is. I think what happened there, it was a short pass from Kyle Briggs to Andy Bostock, and he seemed to slip on this pitch. And
I think he lost his footing, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to slip, but immediately went down. And yeah, the physio, Faz, he's confirmed what Sam Brooks said. I don't know if Sam Brooks heard something out there, but he'd immediately said he needs replacing. So not sure if he's heard or seen something, but it's bad news for Bostock. And he has such bad luck, does Andy Bostock, with injury. He's such a good player, and really bad news for Featherstone Rovers. Just as they were looking to get on the ascendancy, they were 5 metres away from the try line. Hope it isn't too serious for the guy, but it's not looking good at all out there. We've got the stoppage in play. I'm not sure what's taking the time. They're asking for a doctor to come out now. I mean, he's sat up his Bostock. Yeah. He's trying to get to his feet. They're looking to bring a stretcher on, but I think the doctor and physio are going to try and get him off the pitch. So hopefully not as bad as first feared. He is managing to walk, albeit very gingerly and with the help of 2 people off the field. But it was quite freakish. He got the ball and just seemed to slip on this surface and go down awkwardly.
Richard Moore looking to come on as Andrew Bostock's replacement.
Yeah, Richard Moore has had a little bit of a breather. He's coming back on the field, spraying his hand with the sticky stuff. This ball, that's the technical term, sticky stuff. Sam Brooks is going to play this ball. I think we're on the 4th tackle, if I remember correctly, in this set. It's 14 points to 6 to London Broncos. No, it's the last tackle, actually. It comes to Kyle Briggs. He puts the kick through. It comes off a London player back to Briggs, and he's unable to take it. So Barthow now picks the ball up. Reese Williams in support, but that's a good tackle there by Matty Wildy. That's a great tackle on that second set by Josh. No, it's not Josh Hardcastle. It's Kyle Briggs, actually, on
Sam Brooks.
On Jay Pitts. Eddie Batty now taking it up to the halfway line. And Diaka's in at dummy half and goes to Bartow. Then to Matt G, one of the substitutes for London this afternoon, who's entered the field. 32 metres away from the Featherstone line with Samet. Ever dangerous out there on that right-hand side. He gets the ball away. But they get tackled to London, 22 metres away, and the kick comes in. It goes out on the full, though, so a mistake made by London Broncos there. It is a turnover. Featherstone Rovers 20 metres away from the own line with Connor Farrell. At that turnover, so mistake by London. They were looking to drill the ball in. Good drive. First drive by Chris O'Lunion. A quick play of the ball. Featherstone on a roll here. Talapapa to Hardman. Hardman over the halfway line. Good backing up support play there. Wildy in at dummy half to Briggs. Briggs to Davis. He gets met by Helliwell, who's actually offside. So there's the penalty to Featherstone Rovers. Referee called that Ben Helliwell was offside. He tried to effect the tackle on Davis. Briggs is going to take the tap. It's 30 metres away from the London line. Richard Moore with the ball in hand takes it up to 20 away. Not able to play the ball quickly. Wildy to Briggs. Briggs showing and going. He's going to go through. He's trying to get the ball away. Briggs just a couple of metres short. Plays the ball. Wildy taking it himself, but London not fooled by that. They pull Wildy down a couple of metres short again. Bit of a mix-up with the ball there. Mariano had to take it standing still. Just a little bit of a mix-up between the two half-backs, Briggs and Thackeray, but Featherstone now on the tack. Left-hand side, it comes to that man, Connor Farrell, the try-scorer, who flicks a pass out to Anthony Thackeray. Thackeray gets tackled. It's a quick play of the ball. Wildy's there. Wildy drills the ball through. And they force a dropout, I do believe. So Featherstone Rovers able to force the dropout and get a repeat set of 6. Featherstone putting a little bit of pressure on the London Broncos now.
A good defensive set there by Featherstone.
Jared Samet it'll be who'll take this dropout. I don't think they'll be in any rush to take it. Usually teams aren't. Does his little spin of the ball and a bounce. The dropout comes, it bounces just before Ian Harmon a couple of times, and then he passes it to Sam Brooks. Brooks taking the ball forward. He knocks 2 players off first. Wildy in at dummy half. Then he gives it to Moore to Thackeray. Thackeray tries to evade the London tacklers. Good defence by London though. They're 20 metres away from the London line. Featherstone with Sam Brooks. Brooks seen plenty of the ball since he came on. 10 metres away. Wildy in at dummy half. Comes across to the right hand side to Briggs. Briggs round the back to Harmon. It's an intercept by London though. They're racing away. Luke Briscoe charging back and gets the tackle in. So that play by Featherstone Rovers read well by Ben Helliwell. He intercepted Reese Williams with the ball. So again, Featherstone's attack turning into defence through a pass that was going to Ian Harmon. Helliwell read it though, and now London looking to put some pressure back on that Featherstone Rovers defence. They're 20 metres away from the Featherstone line. Jared Samet with ball in hand. He lays it off to Matt G. It's going down that right-hand side once again though, and they're going for the line of London. With Sam Wild. It's out on that right-hand side still with Elliot Keir, and the referee's given a turnover, so good defence by Featherstone Rovers in the end to survive that, because again it was that broken play with the intercept. There's a Featherstone Rovers player injured in back play. The physio's attempted to score. So yeah, Anthony Thackeray will receive a little bit of attention from the physio. I think it was him trying to defend his own line. Jay Pitt screaming on the London defence there. I think he was thinking that things were going to come over to this Featherstone right-hand side, and he was wanting more defenders, but Featherstone just went down the middle. Connor Farrell now with the ball, takes it over the 30-metre line. Still in the Featherstone half. Comes to Sam Brooks. Sam Brooks has looked impressive with ball in hand since he's come on this pitch. He's looked strong. It's the last tackle on halfway. The kick comes in from Matty Wildy from dummy half. It's going to be fielded at the back by Alex Walker. Matty Wildy chasing his own kick and gets the tackle in. Referee says, can we stop play because we've got an injury. I think maybe Sam Brooks it is that needs some attention. So it is London 14, Featherstone Rovers 6. As we're heading towards half-time here at the Trailfinders Stadium, after London going 14-0 ahead, Featherstone managing to get those points on the board. They've managed to steady the ship a little bit. What do you think the things will be that John Duffy will be talking about at half-time?
I think the breaks in play is something that he will mention. I think that they need to, I don't know how to explain it really, but they need to clean up in defence. They can't be letting silly breaks get through and intercepts. And
there's been a couple of interceptions, hasn't there, this afternoon in terms of, well, one that eventually led to a try, one that Featherstone have just been able to defend, the most recent one, and it's very important as Sam Brooks is getting his head patched up out there. Is lots of head tape coming out this afternoon for the Featherstone Rovers players. But I think that is one of the things, and maybe because John Duffy's been bringing some of these new moves in, the team of new moves in, they're still getting used to that passing, the attacking force near to the London Broncos line. But some of those passes, it's not that they're going astray, it's just that London are reading the moves and able to pick those balls up and like you say, capitalise. And Ben Helliwell, the one who intercepted last time, is a very experienced player, and that's perhaps where that's come from. So plays restarted. London with the ball in hand with Rhys Williams. He's coming to the middle of the field for a bit of action. He's about 10 metres away from halfway line in his own half. It's a run from dummy half. But Featherstone Rovers defence is firm there on Elliot Keir. Coming down to Samet on this left-hand side. He puts a short pass to Helliwell, who's put the ball to ground, and Thackeray capitalises on it. I think there's 2 knock-ons there, so I think the first knock-on should go against London. So Featherstone Rovers get the put in at this scrum. London trying to claim that they didn't knock on, but they very clearly did. Ben Helliwell in front of us. We saw that he did. So this scrum's going to get packed down just short of the Featherstone Rovers 30-metre line. Again, another chance for the players just to have a bit of a breather in this warm sunshine here down in London. So the ball comes out the back of the scrum to Ian Hardman. He takes it up to the 40. Hardcastle with a good run there. He knocks off Eddie Batty and takes it over the halfway line. That was a great drive by Josh Hardcastle to Mariano. The ball was held up a little bit by Wildy, so again Mariano just had to stutter a little bit with his run. Going down this left-hand channel, Featherstone Rovers with Connor Farrell, the second rower. He manages to offload the ball, but it wasn't in a good position. London come up with the ball. It wasn't the best of offloads by Farrell, that, and turned possession over to London. And that's when you need to be showing composure. You can't score off every pass, and in that position there was nobody really, there was no benefit of being able to offload the ball there. So perhaps a little bit of inexperience there shown by Farrell, and London come up with the ball with going forward now with Lewis Bienek, and the 8 metres short of halfway in their own half of London. There's a very flat pass there to Andy Ackers. In fact, it is forward, yes. So not happy with that, London Broncos. They've also not shown composure there in attack, have they? They've managed to get the ball in hand, and it was, like I say, I thought it was forward. I was calling it a flat pass, but it was actually forward, and the referee and touch judge agreed with that. Featherstone Rovers then just inside the London half with this put in at the scrum. It comes down the blind side this time with Ian Hardman. London tacklers in there with Samet. Into the middle with Briggs with a short ball to Brooks. Solid London defence. Featherstone still 30 metres away from that London line, but they've got the ball in hand, which is all important. Matty Wildy in at dummy half. Comes out to the left-hand side to Briggs. He shows it to Brooks. He doesn't pass it. It goes to Thackeray. Thackeray with a short ball to Ilunya, but London defence with Powirangi. Very good out there. Thackeray in at dummy half to Briggs. To Sam Brooks. Sam Brooks tackled there 15 metres out. It's the last tackle and it comes to Briggs. Briggs shows it. He puts a little floater kick through for Davis to chase, and Davis has got the ball down. That's a Featherstone Rovers try. A try out of nothing, really. 15 metres away from that line. Kyle Briggs it was who put the... Oh, well, hold on, has the try been given? I think it has, hasn't it? Kyle Briggs it was who put the kick through. I thought for a minute then that he'd not given the try. He put the kick through, did Kyle Briggs there. John Davis, like a whippet, chasing that ball, managed to get the ball down before the London defence. They'll be disappointed with that, but Featherstone Rovers out of nothing, 14 points to 10 with the kick to come by Ian Hardman.
A very smart kick there by Kyle Briggs, followed up by John Davis, who pounced on it just like a lion.
Certainly did. Ian Hardman's going to take this conversion attempt. He's about 12 metres to the right of the uprights with this. How important would this be if he could get it over to get within 2 points of London Broncos going into the half-time interval? What a booster that try is.
That try could seem vital for Featherstone.
Hardman just teeing up as the Featherstone Rovers faithful have found the voices. They're singing away at the moment. All fev aren't we? Ian Hardman here to strike the ball. And he just pulls it across the face of the goal. So he's unsuccessful with that. 14 points to 10 at the moment. Featherstone within a score of London Broncos. Just a few minutes left to the half-time interval. We've not got the clock up here with us at the moment, but there can't be long left. There's been a couple of stoppages. Samet's going to kick off. Referee just stops the clock actually at the moment while Samet gets this ball on the tee. Play restarts. It's a high hanging kick. It's taken well by Thackeray though. Gives it to Richard Moore. Moore takes it over the 10-metre line. Talapapa now taking the ball forward. Talapapa made a good 10 metres there on that charge. Wildine at dummy half to Mariano. Mariano knocks Jay Pitts off, does Frankie Mariano, shows the strong character, and it's so effective when he's on the charge, when he gets the ball in hand. And Sam Brooks now taking it over the halfway line. Wildy to Moore. Featherstone in the half. It's an offload by Moore. Wildy to Briggs. Briggs unable to do it though. Jay Pitts was on him before he had a chance to do anything. It's the last tackle now. Matty Wildy out to Anthony Thackeray. Thackeray with a little kick over the top for Luke Briscoe, is just unable to take it. So it's going to be a turnover where Luke Briscoe knocked it on. So that's about 22 metres away from the London line. London going to get a set of 6 now. The last minute before half-time, I've just heard the London coaches shout near to me. So Rhys Williams with the ball, he plays it. John Bedebser it was who was in at dummy half. Elliot Keir has lost the ball. It's a penalty though to London Broncos there. Samet eager to take this kick to touch. They know that it's the dying seconds of this first half. Rhys Williams passes it to Bedebser, who takes the tap. It's 35 metres away from that Featherstone Rovers line. Lewis Bienek with the ball in hand. Bedebser in at dummy half to Ackers. Comes out to this right-hand side. It's so important. Featherstone Rovers' defence is firm and keeps out London Broncos before this half-time interval. Eddie Batty now with the ball in hand. He takes it up to the Featherstone 20. And there's the half-time hooter. Ben Helliwell going absolutely crazy in front of us. I think he wanted another score before half-time, so that's good to see from a Featherstone Rovers point of view. Featherstone Rovers just gathering together on the field. They're having a little bit of a chit-chat. It's half-time interval here. It's London Broncos 14, Featherstone Rovers 10. So not a bad scoreline at all to be going into this half-time interval. I think that John Duffy will be pleased with that. They've come under quite a bit of intense pressure of Featherstone Rovers from London Broncos during this first half. However, Featherstone haven't panicked. They've kept the composure. They've managed to weather the storm and come up with that try. Like I say, it was out of nothing, that John Davies try, the second try of the game. Featherstone's first try came from Connor Farrell. I'm just watching Andy Bostock. That's the only bad news of that first half there, really. Andy Bostock limping across the field. He looks to have a strapping on just below his right knee. The good news is that he is walking, though, so hopefully nothing too extreme that is done, but I don't think we'll be seeing him again in this game. Certainly not. So Featherstone will be a man down going into this second half. But all in all, a decent scoreline to go into half-time. We're going to take a half-time break. Join us for the second half shortly. Welcome back to the Trailfinders Stadium, Ealing, here for this round 2 Super 8 qualifiers game between London Broncos and Featherstone Rovers. Half-time score, London Broncos 14, Featherstone Rovers 10. Featherstone Rovers most definitely in this game. Featherstone Rovers just taken to the pitch, followed by London Broncos. London will be kicking off to Featherstone, so Featherstone will get the first hands on the ball this second half. Featherstone going down this slight slope here at the Trailfinders Stadium. This was after Featherstone Rovers went 14 points to 0 down in this game. Showing composure and resilience to come back to 14 points to 10 at the interval. So John Duffy must have been pleased with the way that Featherstone kept patient with that. Second half, I've got Ryan Sparks joining me here on commentary. Good afternoon, Ryan.
More interchanges up here than there is down there.
So, yeah, interchanging the Rovers TV commentary crew.
Well, that were a half of 2 halves.
It certainly was. I was just saying John Duffy at halftime must be pleased with his Chargers, the way that they kept the composure and resilience after going 14 points to 0 down. They could have capitulated, but they didn't. They came back to 14 points to 10 to have a real good shout in this second half as Jared Samet gets us underway. It's a high hanging kick. Taken well by Hardman. Looks like a forward pass to Richard Moore there, but it did, but it's not being spotted by the officials. So 10 metres away from his own line, Richard Moore gets tackled. Sam Brooks now takes it up to the 20. Wildy in at dummy half. Goes to Mariano. Mariano takes it another 10 metres forward. So they made 30 metres here of Featherstone Rovers in this first set after the kickoff. Wildy now to Brooks. Brooks with a short pass to Moore. Moore gets tackled by Batty. And by Jay Pitts. Brooks with the ball in hand. Halfway line. That will be the last. So 5 metres into the London half there, Featherstone. As it comes to the left-hand side to Thackeray, who puts a little kick over the top. Alex Walker waits for it, though. It's not really tested Alex Walker, but the chase is there from Featherstone Rovers, and the tackle Alex Walker 15 metres away from his own line there.
Yeah, pretty solid start to the second half of Featherstone there, but hopefully they won't start the second half as they did the first, because at times it looked a little bit panic stations, didn't it?
It certainly did, yeah. Reece Williams now with the ball for London. But Debser in at dummy half goes to Eddie Batty, a very recognisable figure of Eddie Batty.
Lovely ponytail.
It is, isn't it? I think I might have one of those.
He's got more hair than you.
On halfway, it's the last tackle now. It comes to the left-hand side. The kick comes from Bartow. It's another high kick for Ian Hardman, but he takes it safely just close to his own line, and he takes it up 10 metres. It's a good chase, though, by Jay Pitts and Budebsa. Ball's taken forward by Josh Hardcastle. Hardcastle makes 10 metres there, and Thackeray in at dummy half gets it to Tally Papa, who shades to pass to Ilunya but doesn't, and gets wrapped up by the London defence. Connor Farrell now with the ball. Takes it up to 5 metres short of halfway. Wildy to Brooks. Brooks to Briggs. Mariano on the charge. That was great timing there by the Featherstone Rovers players. Last tackle. Briggs with a kick. He drills it towards that touchline. It's not going to make it though. And Alex Walker it is that retrieves the ball. So he's about 15 metres away. So it's a bit like the previous set of 6, isn't it there? Yeah,
Featherstone are playing a real steady, I think, approach. It was all very frantic the first half. This is a lot more measured. The fifth tackle options have left a little bit to be desired, but London are sort of pinned inside their own third at the moment.
Great defence once again by Mariano and Farrell on Eddie Batty, pushing him back. They're coming down the right-hand flank now, London Broncos. They're about 32 metres away from their own line. Reminder about the score, it's 14 points to 10 in London Broncos' favour as G takes the ball forward, Matt G. Still in their own half, it's the last tackle and Samet tries to dodge around Thackeray, gets the ball away. Drills it towards the corner flag and Ian Hardman decides to leave that. It was spinning away, so although they were in their own half, Samet sort of like got London out of trouble a little bit with quite a decent kick.
Well, he's a quality player, isn't he? When they need to get out of there, he's got them out of there, because if Featherstone could have forced something there and got the ball back just inside the London half, you'd say London look a little shaky so far in the second half. You never know, that would have been potentially an opening for Featherstone.
It would, yeah. Samet was there with that last kick and he was looking to go through, so Featherstone with the put-in at this scrum by Thackeray. Talapapa it is who receives it from the base of that scrum. Takes it forward over the 20-metre line. Does Talapapa with ball in hand. The ball is lost, but it's a penalty for reefing out there.
Huge opportunity now, Joanne. This is where Featherstone have got to strike. Although it's very early in the second half, you feel the next try will have a real say on where this game goes. If London score again, go 2 scores clear, it could be a long afternoon for Featherstone. The other way around, and this could be a great afternoon for Featherstone Rovers.
Completely agree with that. It's crucial is the next score of this game. Matty Wildy now going to take the tap just short of halfway, just inside the Featherstone half. Richard Moore with the ball. It's very important that Featherstone Rovers complete this set of 6. Need to keep the ball in hand. Sam Brooks it is who's taking the ball forward now. He's seen a lot of the ball as Sam Brooks since he came on the field midway through that first half, or 2/3 way through. Wildy from dummy half. Thackeray comes on the run around with Briggs. Briggs is having to check though, and he goes back on the inside, passes it to Brooks. Brooks fends Eddie Batty off, but Batty comes in to tackle him again. But Featherstone are 18 metres away from that London line. Matty Wildy in at dummy half. Passes it to Richard Moore, who goes on the charge. He takes it up to the 10-metre line. Featherstone still with some tackles left in this set of 6. Wildy at dummy half to Thackeray. Thackeray out to Briggs, out that right-hand side. It's a floated ball to Luke Briscoe. He did well to take it, but they've lost a little bit of momentum there, and it's the last tackle 8 metres away from the line as Briscoe plays it on that right-hand side. Comes to Briggs. Briggs puts a little kick through, and it's chased, and Featherstone Rovers force the dropout, or they should do. They certainly do. Great chase on that kick. It was a kick through by Kyle Briggs, a rubber through to that right-hand side. Great defensive chase by Featherstone Rovers to force the dropout, Ryan.
I think a word there for Sam Brooks. Absolutely superb attacking play from Sam Brooks this afternoon. He's causing London all kinds of trouble, and they're struggling to deal with him. And the amount of metres Sam Brooks is making has been superb. The mess he caused there for London caused them to have to really deal with that on the last tackle. And this could be a turning point again here. London are really struggling to find the sort of possession, territory, whatever you want to call it, that they had in the first half.
Some people were questioning Sam Brooks' fitness last week. He's certainly not shown any of that as the dropout comes from Samet. Caught by Wildy 5 metres inside the London half. Richard Moore on the charge. Gets dumped to the floor. 30 metres away from the London line. Wildy in at dummy half to that man Sam Brooks again. He's been involved in everything. Thackeray with a show and go. He gets it over the 20 as he's put down to the floor. Wildy in at dummy half to Mariano. To Brooks. Brooks to Moore, Moore to Briggs, to John Davis on the charge. John Davis is going to score for Featherstone Rovers. Featherstone Rovers go over that try line to equal the points, 14 points each with the kick to come. Great work by Featherstone Rovers, slick, quick passing by the team.
Well, I might sound like Sam Brooks' agent, but yet again, in the middle of the park, the pass to Briggs opened London up completely there, and Briggs' superb pass to John Davis, who has looked almost back at his best this afternoon for Featherstone.
It's really important for a prop forward to be able to pass like that. It's lovely to see, rather than them just driving the ball in. He got that ball away to Kyle Briggs, and eventually Davis, he's on that charge, and when he's on a charge like that, it's very difficult to stop him. Went over that line to the right-hand side. The conversion attempt about 20 metres to the right of the right-hand uprights. So Ian Hardman will be looking to put Featherstone Rovers in the lead for the first time this afternoon here at the Trail Finders.
Well, he needs to kick this one. He missed the last one. I'm sure I'd be disappointed with the last one he missed. This is a bit of a pressure kick, but at 14-all with half an hour to go, it won't make or break the game. But it's a vital time for Featherstone to score. Well,
you were just saying, weren't you, Ryan, just on the lead up to that, next goal would be crucial. Featherstone Rovers have got it.
Yeah, I'd stand by that. I might be wrong, but it certainly feels crucial.
Ian Hardman with the conversion attempt. It's successful. Featherstone Rovers go into the lead. London Broncos 14, Featherstone Rovers 16. Reminder, they've come from a 14-0 deficit to get into this lead. London walking very slowly back to the halfway line to take this kick-off.
It's a lot like the last time we came here in reverse. Featherstone racing into a sort of two-score lead and then finding themselves, well, in all kinds of trouble around this point.
They did. Samet with the kick-off. It's a high one. Very important. Featherstone Rovers deal with this, and they do. They take. Ian Harmon takes it, passes it to Sam Brooks once again with ball in hand, takes it up to the 10-metre line. In at dummy half to Mariano. Mariano, he's ran strong as well since he's come on, although he is pushed back by London defenders. 3 of them it takes to push him back.
Got to be a penalty.
Yeah, there's very slow, and you were right there, Ryan. You called it. It is a penalty. Mariano not able to get to his feet. London had done well muscling up on Mariano. They know what a danger he is. 3 players in defence on him there, but they just wanted to put him on his back, prevent the quick play of the ball, but they just laid on him for too long, not allowed him to get up. Kyle Briggs with the kick into touch. Missy Talapapa passing it to Wildy to take the tap. Connor Farrell on the charge. Farrell takes it up to the halfway line on the first tackle, so Featherstone going to get 5 tackles in the London half here. Thackeray to Moore. Moore taking it forward, not able to make many more metres with that phase, and it comes now to Brooks. Brooks again with a great pass to Wilby, to Briggs. Briggs to Davis. Davis out onto that right-hand side. Featherstone are going to go in for another try with Luke Briscoe. Back-to-back tries for Featherstone Rovers, putting them in charge here at the Trailfinders Stadium. Featherstone Rovers further extend their lead here. It's London 14, Featherstone Rovers 20, kick to come.
What a turnaround. I've no idea what John Duffy said at half-time, but whatever he said, London look lost at the moment. There's nothing coming from the Broncos. They did lose William Barta in the first half. He's back on. I've no idea how they're just, well, whatever they were. Featherstone tried some things in the first half that didn't come off. They're certainly coming off now, and London are struggling to deal with it. And to be 2 scores now in front at this stage in the game is massive for Featherstone. This is a huge game for Featherstone, and to win it today down here, when 90% of the pundits would have written Featherstone off, this is a real message to the rest of the qualifiers for me.
And in that build-up to that try, it was that Brooks pass to Kyle Briggs once again, and then the pass to John Davis. It was that Brooks-Briggs-Davis combination.
A huge amount of criticism aimed towards Connor Farrell and Sam Brooks after the league game, which I find quite incredible considering the performances both of them are putting out today. I mean, Sam Brooks is really rolling out some of his best form, and if he wasn't fit last week, he must have been on a crash course this week because he's what is he into now? His 50th, sort of 40th minute on the pitch.
Certainly is. getting even more head bandages put on as well. So he's playing with a bit of a head wound out there too. But they're tough, these Wigan lads. Ian Hardman with the conversion attempt now. He's got it as Ian Hardman. Featherstone Rovers fans with their arms raised in the air. Featherstone Rovers playing towards their fans in this half. London Broncos 14, Featherstone Rovers 22 here at the Trailfinders Stadium in Ealing. Great news this for Featherstone Rovers fans listening in. Hope you're all enjoying it. Jared Samet comes and takes the kickoff for London. They had plenty to chat about behind those posts while that conversion attempt was being taken. So Ian Hardman takes the kickoff. He passes it to Frankie Mariano. He takes it up to 15 metres away from his own line.
This is an arguably more crucial result because Halifax are trailing Widnes 26-0, meaning that there's daylight then between the two clubs that are, are predicted to finish in the bottom two this year.
Certainly is. It's as you said before, it's such an important game for Featherstone Rovers. When you're playing fellow championship opposition, albeit a full-time opposition, it's so important to be able to pick up any points that you can against those teams. So Sam Brooks now with ball in hand, even bigger bandage on his head, which is coming off already. He's going to have that sorted out. It looks like Mr. Bump out there at the minute. Anthony Thacker with a kick on the last, puts it down the left-hand side, looking for touch. It's gone into touch. What a fantastic kick by Anthony Thackeray. That's gone into touch just before the corner flag.
That buys so much time now for Featherstone.
Fantastic.
Slowing London down.
Fantastic game management there by Anthony Thackeray, putting that kick in, forcing London this scrum on their own 10-metre line, hunting the mistake, hunting to keep them down in their own half. So important. Sam Brooks just getting his bandage seen. So, like I say, it looks a bit like Mr. Bump when it was unravelling out there. But Faz is out there sticking plenty of sticking plaster on it. So it's a lovely look. It's all the rage in Wigan, is that bandage on the head look.
Well,
he's a Wiganer.
whatever rocks your boat, Joe.
If
Sam Brooks keeps playing like this in the qualifiers, I'll buy his tape.
Samet with the foot in at this scrum now. Hey.
I think we'll be running. We're seriously low on tape given the amount that's on his head.
So London 10 metres away from their own line from that scrum. Mark Oaney back on the field for London. He's taking it forward, but Featherstone defence is good with Hardcastle and Davis in on him. Muscling up our Featherstone Rovers. The two newbies, Brooks and Farrell, in on that tackle. Elliot Keir coming to the middle of the field, trying to go himself from dummy half, but they're still just short of the 30-metre London at the moment. Oaney with his... and there's a penalty. That's absolutely a coach killer, isn't it? On that last play of that set of six, Featherstone's defence have been fantastic. It was a head-high shot.
Well, it's going to have to be even more fantastic now because this is a massive set. 25 metres out, London full set. This is the best sort of position they've been in so far in this half.
So London Broncos taking the ball forward. Just a couple of metres short of that line.
Knock on.
Oh, and it's another penalty to London.
Big call that from the referee. He looked to lose it.
Certainly did. So London Broncos. With the ball, they're going for the line. They get a try back, the London Broncos.
Yeah, that is a setback. And it's a setback because it's the first time London have been anywhere near the Featherstone line in the half and they've come away with some points.
Jared Samet, that man, getting the ball down for London Broncos. He's such a danger near to that try line. And like you say, so disappointing it is for them to have got that.
Yep, Samet will line up the conversion attempt as well, Joanne. If he kicks this, the deficit will be cut to just 2. which makes it, well, next score wins potentially going into that last quarter.
Certainly does. Jared Samet then with the conversion attempt. It's London Broncos 18, Featherstone Rovers 22. Kick to come. All that elation we were feeling about the Featherstone Rovers lead has dampened a little bit with that London try as Darryl Griffin replaces Sam Brooks. Jared Samet with the conversion attempt just to the right-hand side of these posts.
Bit of a breeze picking up.
There is.
Pray for wind.
Unfortunately, it doesn't affect Jared Samet. He gets that ball in between the uprights, so that puts London back within 2 points of Featherstone Rovers. It's London 20, Featherstone Rovers 22 here at the Trailfinders Stadium. Apologies if you've had any problems with the stream this afternoon. We're not entirely sure what's happened. Looks all okay. Does our Wi-Fi here at the moment, so not sure what's gone on. Featherstone Rovers with the kickoff from Ian Hardman. Mark Owain it is who takes it forward. It's important the Featherstone Rovers defence here clean with discipline.
Yeah, this is a vital set. Featherstone needs to survive now and get the ball back. They look lethal with ball in hand, and they just cannot concede penalties.
They certainly can't, and it was important that Featherstone Rovers, it's a high tackle, that Richard Moore with a high tackle.
That's poor.
It is poor, bearing in mind that the London try, that recent London try from Samet came on the back of 2 Featherstone Rovers penalties, so really, really poor. Allowing London to get back into this game, our Featherstone Rovers, through poor discipline, not good at all. Bedebzer it will be who takes the tap 30 metres away from the line. Comes to Samet, Samet to Owaini. Owaini's through. Owaini's looking to score here. He gets through all the Featherstone Rovers defence to score under the post. How did he score that try, Mark Owaini there? He's a strong guy, but goodness me, he went through Featherstone Rovers defence like a dose of salt.
I'm sure when they review that one in the week, that one will be one to forget. That's way, way off in defence. Mark Ioni looked like Sonny Bill Williams there, and he's not, so I'm not entirely sure what's gone on there. A certain lapse. It's incredible to think that only 5 minutes ago Featherstone were 10 points clear. I'm not entirely sure how they find themselves back in this position, but that defence leaves a lot to be desired, to be fair.
Certainly does. It certainly does, and Featherstone Rovers, after looking so good, going up 22 points to 14, they find themselves behind on the score sheet. It's London Broncos 24, Featherstone Rovers 22, kick to come. This will make it 26-22 because it's right under the sticks for Jared Samet to convert.
Yep. What a disappointment that is for Featherstone.
Certainly is. Jordan Baldwinson comes onto the field. John Duffy's decided to make some changes. Richard Moore it is who's brought off the offender that did the penalty that again brought about that London try. The 2 London tries being on the back of Featherstone's ill discipline. Jared Samet now just teeing up this conversion attempt. And it goes straight through the middle there. So, as predicted, it's London Broncos 26, Featherstone Rovers 22 in this game at the Trailfinders Stadium.
Well, I'm stunned by that. I can't believe how Featherstone have found themselves in the position that they're in now, chasing a game that victory not 10 minutes ago, but that has been the story of the season in some of the bigger games, unfortunately.
Ill discipline, right, and that's where it is.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties, back-to-back tries.
Yeah. You know, 2 penalties led to the first London try of this second half. Richard Moore high tackle led to the second try. So, and some poor defence on the back of it. So, So yeah, that's exactly what happens if you give easy meters away. You give easy meters away, and London have capitalised on Featherstone's ill discipline. Unfortunately, up to Featherstone to regain their composure here as the kick come from Samet on the last towards Ian Hardman. Samet went in for a tackle on Ian Hardman, completely missed him.
Yeah, the key there is London putting Ian Hardman on his back, slowing the play of the ball down. They're in control of that ruck, which is pretty key when you've got a couple of good hookers going at each other.
Certainly is. Wildy in at dummy half there, gets it to Hardcastle, takes it forward it's about 8 metres away from halfway line. Baldwinson, new entrant onto the field, takes it over halfway. Wildy in at dummy half, looks left and right, goes to the right to Griffin. Griffin takes it forward. Mariano was following him up, but Griffin not able to get the ball away. It's the last. Comes out to Kyle Briggs, puts a floating kick into that right-hand corner through. It's going to go dead, so London are going to get 7 tackles here from the 20-metre line, from the 20-metre tap, as Alex Walker brings it quickly, sells a dummy, and it goes out to this right-hand side to Elliot Keir.
It's like deja vu, this, from the last time Featherstone played at London. I think trying to win a game that's already been won and then losing it.
It is. It was Pourangi, not Elliot Keir, and he's holding his shoulder, is Pourangi. I don't think he's too good at the moment. Elliot Keir it is now with the ball in hand. He's taken it over the halfway line. Acker's in at dummy half. It comes out to Samet on his right-hand side. Gets a short ball there to Wild. He gets tackled 30 metres away from the Featherstone line. Samet just running across the face of the Featherstone defence, and they're putting it out wide to Helliwell. He knocks Briggs off, but Briggs comes in again. Is Helliwell on that left centre. We know all about him at Featherstone Rovers. Comes to Bartow now to Awani, the try scorer. 10 metres away from the Featherstone line. It's the last tackle. Dangerous time for Featherstone. It comes to the left to Bartow, puts a kick in to Chase, and I think they might have got it down. They haven't. Well, referee says no. And even better, it's a 20-metre tap for Featherstone Rovers, and I think there's been a clash between Ian Hardman down there and Jay Pitts.
Yeah, well, that is the game save there, because if he'd have got the ball down, you feel that might have been one score too many. The momentum is just with London at the moment.
Eddie Batty comes on the field for Pourangi. I did say he was struggling. He's holding his right shoulder area as he comes off the field. So Featherstone Rovers do survive that. Jay Pitt's still down receiving treatment. Ian Hardman's up. Obviously going for that, chasing that try was Jay Pitts. He was unable to touch the ball down. He must have been pretty close, because the Broncos fans behind those sticks thought he got it down. He hasn't. It's a 20-metre tap. Matty Wildy was with ball in hand. We're just awaiting for the go-ahead by the referee. I think he's saying it's a head injury, so we do have to wait, even though Jay Pitts is way, way out of contention there, and he's saying, can we get him off the field or something? Play restart. So Featherstone with 6 tackles here. They've just had the first, so there's 6 further tackles in the London half. Good defence by London. They're pushing them back, and the ball, it's a penalty. I thought the ball had been lost, then it would have been tragedy for Featherstone Rovers if it had been a knock-on. They're saying the ball's been ripped out, though. Does the referee, Mr. Moore? Featherstone with the penalty. How important to have that as a relieving penalty there, Ryan?
Yeah, this is the moment that Featherstone have got to do something. They're up now to the London 40, full set of 6. Let's see what the attackers got to do something with.
So the tap comes in. Daryl Griffin with the ball in hand. He takes it up to the London 30, does Griffin, just short of the 30. Wildian is directing traffic. It goes out to the right-hand side to Mariano. Mariano taking the ball forward. Good tackle by London coming in. Ball is played quickly, though, and it comes to Baldwinson. Baldwinson takes it over the 20. Featherstone edging nearer to that London line as Wildian at dummy half. He brings it across to Thackeray. Thackeray around the back to Hardman. Hardman dodges one way, goes the other. He comes back into the centre of the field. He's running across and he lays the ball off to Briggs. Great tackle there, though, by JP. But Baldwinson now with the ball near the line. Last tackle for Featherstone Rovers. Inches short, Baldwinson. The ball comes out to the right to Briggs. He dodges one way. He kicks it to the corner for Luke Briscoe to chase. For Hardcastle to chase. Hardcastle gets the ball back. Thackeray touches it down. I think he's going to consult with the touch judge. I'm not sure.
Give this.
Be outrageous if he does.
No.
No try, no.
There's a clear knock on by Josh Hardcastle in the dead ball area. If he'd have given that, it would have, he'd have needed help getting out of London tonight.
So London get the 20-metre tap after Hardcastle unable to pat the ball back to Thackeray. Knocked it on over the line. It was a decent kick by Briggs. Samet going from dummy half, dodges round. Anthony Thackeray eventually gets put down on the halfway line. The ball is lost. There's a penalty given against Connor Farrell. To be honest, I think it was a bit rough, was that decision, but Liam Moore says, no, I'm in charge. It is a penalty to London. It's end-to-end stuff here at the Trailfinders. And that's a great kick for London. They're going to take the tap on the Featherstone 10. How important it is here for Featherstone to keep London out. Spencer now with the ball. Spencer gets tackled just a metre short of that Featherstone line. It's gone from Featherstone attacking through Hardcastle to London going near the line. Eddie Batty shows a dummy.
This is the most important set of the match, I think, without a doubt. If London score here, that could be the game.
Out to the left-hand side with Bartow. Bartow goes one way, gets to Ione, and the ball's gone to the ground. It's a knock-on by London.
Featherstone. Yeah.
No, it's gone against Featherstone. Featherstone knocked the ball down in play there, so London going to get another set of 6 within that Featherstone 10-metre line.
Yep, this is going to be a tough period, this one now.
Intense pressure on Featherstone Rovers defence here by London Broncos. It is 26 points to 22. London are leading here at the Trailfinders. Such a nip and tuck game.
It's a huge gap there. What on earth?
Comes out to Samet. Samet to Helliwell. Helliwell taking it forward. Just to the right of the post. He's about 8 metres out as he gets tackled. Comes out to this right-hand side now with G. G gets tackled just short of the line. Like I say, Featherstone under intense pressure. It comes into the middle to Samet. Samet throws it to Batty. Batty on the run around, but he gets the ball out the back door. Ackers shows the dummy and he gets over the line for London Broncos. Good play, you have to admit there, good keeping the ball alive by London Broncos. Eddie Batty with a little pass out the back door. Andy Ackers with a dummy. Gets over just to the right of the uprights. London Broncos hit the 30 points to 22, kick to come.
Yeah, London have got the players that can hurt you. Samet, Ackers, Bartow mentioned all 3 before the game, and Samet and Ackers have come up with a pain there. Superb stuff from Jared, but I don't think that was more really off a bit of a tough call, I thought, on Connor Farrell. He appeared to have not stripped the ball. The penalty went against him, and that gave London, a full set on Featherstone's line. It's difficult to defend a team like London from there.
And the tries that London have scored in this second half have been on the back of penalties, really, for London. And 15 minutes remaining in this game. Jared Samet with the conversion attempt. He'll look to put a 10-point lead. So more than a score ahead now. Featherstone are going to have to score twice to get anything from this game, as Keil Carlisle enters the field for Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah, it's difficult to see how Featherstone can come back from here. 2 scores is a long way.
It is 15 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and London now you feel will batten down the hatches and not let themselves get into the position they were in about 20 minutes ago. It's incredible to think the lead's changed down 3 times in 20 minutes.
Certainly is. Featherstone Rovers then, Samet does add the extras, so it's 32 points to 22 to London Broncos. Featherstone 10 points behind. Need a reply very quickly if they are going to get anything out of this game whatsoever. Hardman with the kickoff. Goes out to that London left-hand side. It is taken safely by them as Marco Ainey takes it forward, gets tackled on the 10 by the Featherstone Rovers defence. Featherstone Rovers looking to keep London in their own half and not give away any penalties with this set of 6. And they're over the 30 already, London, with those 3 tackles. And they're going for the penalty and playing the ref. But the referee did say, actually, get to your feet. Samet now, he gets met by a brick wall there, does Samet. He must have felt that. Farrell and Mariano with a great tackle. It's the last tackle now. Bartow with the kick. It ricochets off a Featherstone player. Talapapa going to pick it up. He shades to pass to Harmon, but he doesn't, and he's in a little bit of space, although he gets met by Samet. Samet's giving a bit of the treatment back that he received a minute ago, but it's head high. So the referee says, I'm sorry, but that is not allowed. A penalty goes to Featherstone Rovers.
Featherstone have looked a little jaded since Brooks went off. They've not made the same sort of go forward that they had when he was on the field.
Certainly haven't. We said what an important player he was, a key player, and see what Featherstone can do now with Baldwinson.
Well, looking at the clock, a score has got to come in this set if Featherstone are going to stand any chance of winning the game from here.
It certainly does, as Carlisle gets it to Thackeray, to Briggs. Briggs looked to pass it to Davis, but decided not to. I think the London defence were up on Davis there and on Briggs. Briggs gets to his feet. He's 20 metres away from the line. It comes to Mariano, gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray was looking to get it away to Farrell, but wasn't able to. 15 metres away. Carlisle in at dummy half. He goes with a run himself. 5 metres away from that line. Griffin in at dummy half. Passes to Briggs. Briggs to Harmon. Quick hands. Davis again. Davis is going towards the line. He gets the ball away out the back to Briggs. Briggs out in that right-hand corner. And Featherstone Rovers going for a try. Is it Luke Briscoe who's got the ball down out there?
Yep, he's got it down. That incredible. Darryl Griffin, the new Featherstone hooker, throws the ball wide. And it was into the hands of Davis. Davis causing a lot of problems down the right-hand side in the second half particularly, and it were a good offload there, and Kyle Briggs had plenty of time. He could have probably taken it himself, but made sure by throwing it wide to Luke Briscoe, so that cancels out the last Featherstone try.
It does. John Davis,
London
like you say,
even.
John Davis causing lots of problems. He took it towards that try line, got it out the back door to Briggs. And there was men over then, weren't there? The London defence was stretched, and Luke Briscoe able to go in at that right-hand corner. Makes a tricky conversion attempt for Ian Hardman, though, out there on that right-hand touchline. Featherstone Rovers, though, within distance. You think you were just saying, Ryan, weren't you, how important it was that Featherstone scored from that set, bearing in mind the time left, and they certainly did. They must have been listening to you. So Ian Hardman,
just under 11 minutes.
Yeah, 11 minutes remaining, 32 points to 26. Hardman didn't strike that ball correctly at all there. It's fallen well short. So it remains 32 points to 26, within 6 points of London Broncos. They'll have to kick off to Featherstone Rovers. 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Well, they're back in range now, Featherstone, just 6 points adrift. It's now in the hands of if Featherstone want this enough. Sam Brooks, my best friend, obviously, he's back on the field. That might be a tactical change from John Duffy, probably the form front rower for Featherstone this afternoon.
If it's Griffin that's gone off, he was struggling a little bit with his back. I don't know if it were when he were playing dummy half. Oh no, there's Griffin, isn't he? So it isn't Griffin that's gone off. Corner the play, the ball by Featherstone Rovers, 15 metres away from their own line. Absolutely. Oh my word, that is not what John Duffy, the Featherstone Rovers players, or the Featherstone Rovers fans will be wanting to see, and it's not what would have been in the game plan at all.
No, well, they're the ones that John Duffy can't control, unfortunately. That's going to hurt Featherstone. Another full set of 6, Bartow and Samet coming at the Featherstone line. This is where you never know. But this is tough times now for Featherstone. They've got to keep London at bay.
Certainly as G passes it back to Samet. They're on a run around here. Wild on this right centre. Olunia manages to get him to the floor, 5 metres away from the Featherstone line. Loads of tackles in the bag of London here with that man Samet dancing around. Farrell manages to haul him to the floor with the help of Olunia and Carlisle. Like I say, 5 metres away. Comes out to Matt G. He gets tackled. How resolute can this Featherstone Rovers defence be in holding London out here as Irene gets it to Bartow out to this left-hand side with Alex Walker. Again, he's tackled just a few metres short. Comes back to Bartow from the play the ball. He lays it off to Eddie Batty. He'll be looking to bounce off and offload, but is not able to. That's good defence by Carlisle and Brooks to prevent him from doing so. To Spencer, to Bartow. A long pass out to Bartow. It goes to Elliot Keir's feet. He has to trap it with his foot. Lost some momentum, and it was the turnover. It was the last tackle. Not the best last tackle option by London there, but they do turn the ball over 15 metres away from their own line.
That's great defence from Featherstone. I think that all went wrong for London when the ball on tackle 5 landed in the hands of Tom Spencer. I'm not sure that was part of the plan, but they made it look like it was.
Hardman now with the ball. He's 22 metres away from his own line. He plays the ball. It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray runs with the ball to Briggs, to Davis. Good tackle by Helliwell and Bartow though on Davis. It's what they've not been able to do with him in this second half. It comes to Sam Brooks now in the middle of the field. 3 players on Sam Brooks. Still 10 metres short of the halfway line, the magical halfway of Featherstone. What would they do for a penalty here? Thackeray passes it to Alunyu, who wasn't there. Talapapa does amazing to pick the ball up off the floor, but
in all the races there, Alumnia, he needed to take the ball from Thackeray. There was nothing wrong with the pass, and he's not taking it. And that could have been the moment there.
It could. Griffin takes the ball forward, 30 metres away. It's the last tackle. It comes to Thackeray. Thackeray puts boot to ball. It's a high kick up in the air. Featherstone Rovers chasing it. It's a knock-on by Featherstone Rovers, though, so it's going to be a turnover 10 metres away from the London line. Speculative kick from Anthony Thackeray on the last there.
Well, it's the highest bomb that Featherstone have put up today. It did cause trouble, but with 7 minutes to go, it perhaps looks a little desperate.
It did. But it's worth a try, I guess. Up to Featherstone now to defend this set. Keep London down here. Pinned down in their own half, if possible. No penalties. Force a mistake would be fantastic.
Featherstone badly needs some possession, and they need it in this end of the field. This is, from what I've seen of London this year, they're best played in their own half. When they get in your half, they're pretty dangerous.
They're very dangerous, yeah. Eddie Batty now takes it over the halfway line. It's the last tackle. He plays the ball. The kick comes in from Andy Ackers at dummy half. It bounces awkwardly on this 4G. Hardman's looking to see if it'll go dead. It doesn't, so he's having to bring it from within his in-goal area, and he makes it to 8 metres into the field of play, away from his own line. It comes to Talapapa now. Need Talapapa to try and gain one of the penalties he's so effective at doing. He doesn't, though, and Alunyu now on the charge. Alunyu takes it up to 30 metres away from his own line.
A penalty would be wonderful.
It would. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Luke Briscoe now has come into the middle of the field. A couple of metres short of halfway. He's trying to get to his feet to play the ball. Sam Brooks. It's on the 4th. He takes it forward.
More good yards from Brooks there. Another 10-metre gain.
It's the last tackle. Briggs with the ball. He puts the high kick up against this breeze, and Moore's in there, I think, and the ball bounces anywhere. Hardcastle trying to get it away, and I think London have ended up coming up with the ball. It's the turnover, in fact.
It's the correct call. The ball went forward off Josh Hardcastle. You could see what he was trying to do there, and he just got caught by a London defender. If only a little space had have come, that would have been another try-scoring opportunity. But London are sort of clinging on there a little bit.
So minutes left. Is it about 5 minutes left here at the Trail Finders? Still that 6-point gap between the two teams. London Broncos 32, Featherstone Rovers 26. A valiant effort so far by Featherstone Rovers. They've been undone in the second half by a period of ill discipline when they looked to be in control of this game. Reese Williams now with the ball. He's coming to the field.
Yeah, London have regained control, having gone 2 scores down, which you cannot believe that only 20 minutes ago London were absolutely on their backsides for a short period.
But they quickly regained it as well, didn't they? Spencer that does a good drive. He makes a good 15 metres there, does Tom Spencer. All important, getting London into the Featherstone half. It's the last play of this set as a high kick comes from Bartow. It's taken by Alex Walker. He gets the ball away. I think it's palmed back by Luke Briscoe, who's on the charge now with the ball in hand. Luke Briscoe takes it forward. He tries to go around Elliot Keir. Is not able to. He gets it to his feet. Alunja goes from dummy half.
Ian Hardman's got to take that ball for me. Hanging ball is the safest hands on the field for Featherstone. And London got far too easily to the ball. It put us under immense pressure. But what a return from Briscoe to clear 40 metres from there. It
was fullback against fullback. Alex Walker beat Briscoe, Hardman to the ball. But like you say, Briscoe tidied up. But the props are passing it here. It comes out to the left-hand side to Alunja. Talapapa keeping the ball alive. But Talapapa gets hauled down to the floor. Featherstone 35 metres away. Thackeray goes from dummy half himself and makes some more metres forward. Couple of tackles left in this set for Featherstone Rovers. They're 22 metres away from that London line. Moore gets it to Briggs. Briggs to Davis. Davis out to Briscoe, but Briscoe hauled to the floor there by Rhys Williams. It's the last tackle and the out on that right wing. The ball comes to Briggs. He puts a cross-field kick in for Talapapa and Alunja to chase. He gets it to Farrell. Does Alunja? Farrell's going for the line. He gets the ball out the back. It's still the last tackle for Featherstone Rovers. It comes to Richard Moore. Moore to Thackeray. Thackeray to Alunja. Alunja's going over in the corner, in that left-hand corner for Featherstone Rovers.
They're going to have to kick this goal fast.
They are. It's 32 points to 30. Featherstone Rovers score a last gasp effort in that left-hand corner. Chris Alunja injured in the act of scoring. He's done his left shoulder from what I can see from what Richard Moore is saying. But yeah, they're going to have to, I'm guessing the referee will have stopped the clock for this injury.
Well, I think it's safe to say Chris looks to have been holding back a little bit this afternoon. I know he was concerned about the shoulder. He's had the necessary checks, scans, several weeks off from training. But there's been a little bit of a reserved sort of attitude about Chris this afternoon. And he's gone hell for leather there to try and win the game. And I'm really sorry to see it looks like the same shoulder injury that he sustained in the Halifax game. I believe it's come back and got him again here, which is really disappointing to see. I feel for him.
Really brave of him, wasn't it, to go in at the corner. He was under great challenge there. He did well to get the ball down for Featherstone. Ian Hardman with a crucial conversion attempt here, right out on this left-hand touchline. I think the Featherstone Rovers fans behind those posts will be, I think, sucking this ball between the posts if they possibly can. He's literally inches in from this left-hand touchline. He strikes the ball. Is it over?
It's there. I don't believe it. He's kicked it. He's done it.
Kicked it! Ian Harmon has kicked it to level the scores here at the Trailfinders Stadium. 32 points to 32. London Broncos against Featherstone Rovers in this round 2 Super 8 qualifiers game. What a conversion attempt. Samet with the short kick off. Featherstone need to be really alert here. Briscoe takes it well. Or is it Josh Hardcastle? Hardcastle takes it well out there.
Ian Hardman making up there for the mistake on the kick. What a kick that was.
Certainly was. Featherstone looking for the win here now. Richard Moore gets the ball away. What a risky pass that was, Richard Moore. The full-time hooter goes here at the Trailfinders. Featherstone Rovers. What a display to come down here to London against a full-time championship team in this round 2 Super 8 qualifiers game. 32 points to 32 this game has ended. What a game we've seen here this afternoon. Featherstone Rovers get their first ever points of a Super 8 qualifiers game. They didn't get any points last year. They've got 1 point this year. And how confident will that be for them to take into next week, Ryan?
I know what you're trying to say there.
Yeah, thank you. I'm too excited.
Yeah, that were a mad finish. A game that Featherstone were badly losing, then incredibly winning, and then badly losing again. And then to pull it back from there, 5 minutes to go, 2 scores down. That will feel like a win for John Duffy and his team. It's an off the mark, so to speak, for John. I'm sure he'll feel as though it's perhaps a point gone begging there, but that is going to hurt London's Super 8's challenge. And with Halifax losing elsewhere, that is a vital point. That point is much more important than the loss. And I must admit, I just feel terrible for Alunja. He's gone in the corner then. There can be no you cannot take away that what he's done there. He's basically finished his season to score the match-winning try. He's in a real state, and I do believe he's going to have a look at that shoulder in the off-season. It's just not panned out.
It's not healing, is it? It's not healing at all. So brave of Chris Sullivan, knowing that his shoulder wasn't the best, to go in there at that left-hand corner. Featherstone Rovers getting justifiably fantastic applause from the travelling Featherstone Rovers army behind those posts. And that conversion attempt at the death by Ian Hardman going through those posts. I did say that the Featherstone Rovers fans would have been willing it through, and they certainly did.
I think a word, Joanne, on the last time Featherstone came here, arguably with a stronger side, more fitter side, not carrying injuries with a lung near. In those circumstances, you could have argued that was a disappointing defeat. Today, to come back from 10 points down with 5.5 minutes on the clock, I'm not entirely sure the Featherstone team that came here last time would have managed that. That was the genuine spirit and belief, and a absolute refusing to chuck in the towel. When you've got players like Richard Moore, probably done 3 stints this afternoon, throwing half-back passes wide. Great stuff. And anyone who's written Featherstone off in the 8s, perhaps will think again at this point. London heavily back to challenge Hull KR for that promotion spot. They'll probably be asking themselves some questions tonight. Fantastic
Resilience shown by Featherstone Rovers, and really playing for their coach, John Duffy, out there on the pitch this afternoon. It has finished here. Featherstone Rovers have drawn with London Broncos. It's London Broncos 32, Featherstone Rovers 32. I'm just